Monu Manesar, accused of violence in Nu, has been arrested by the police. After the arrest, Manesar was presented in the Nu court, where the court has given the custody to the Rajasthan police in the Junaid and Nasir murder case. Our colleague Saurabh Shukla brings us this report.
Nu violence accused cow vigilante Monu Manesar arrested by the Haryana police from a market in the Manesar town at 10 a.m. this morning. Manesar's arrest was captured on CCTV. Monu Manesar has been sent to the custody of Rajasthan police, who will question him in the murder case of two Muslim men this February.
In February of this year, Monu Manesar and his other cow vigilante members abducted Junaid Nasir, beat them up, and then they were burnt alive. Their charred bodies were recovered from Bhiwani.
Monu Manesar, who has been on the run since February, was continuously putting up provocative social media posts. Despite facing police cases, first for the murders and then for the Nu clashes.
देखिए 28 अगस्त को जो पुण्य ब्रज मंडल यात्रा होनी थी, उसके संबंध में 26 अगस्त को फेसबुक पर पोस्ट डाली गई। इस पोस्ट पर साइबर पुलिस स्टेशन में एफआईआर दर्ज कर ली, एफआईआर नंबर 37। और जब इसका टेक्निकल इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया गया तो ये अकाउंट ड्यूरिंग इन्वेस्टिगेशन मोहित मानेसर के नाम पर मिला और उसको अरेस्ट करके कोर्ट में पेश किया गया। और जो हमारी एक कानूनी प्रक्रिया होती है, एडजर्निंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट और एडजर्निंग स्टेट को कानूनी मैसेज भिजवाया गया कि अगर किसी मामले में वांछित है तो।
Role of Haryana police was under the scanner of Rajasthan police. In fact, CM of Rajasthan Ashok Gehlot gave a statement saying that Haryana police is not cooperating. Monu Manesar was at large for 7 months. In fact, news TV channels also reached out to him. He gave television interviews. But finally, after 7 months, Haryana police managed to arrest Monu Manesar. In Mewat with Qasim, Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.
Now, the second part of NDTV's exclusive on China's build-up in Aksai Chin, satellite images have revealed more tunnels and reinforced bunkers with specialized entry and exits. Vishnu Shom has the details.
Good evening. Last week, we brought you a special report based on satellite images on Chinese forces constructing underground in Aksai Chin, about 60 kilometers east of the line of actual control. The images are startling because they point to extensive Chinese tunnel construction and the possible creation of a full-fledged underground military complex at a time when India has stepped up our defenses extensively in Ladakh. What we now bring you in part 2 of our look at the construction of the Chinese underground complex are before and after images of how the area in question has been transformed since the tensions between India and China in Ladakh began from 2000 onwards. Now, there are two sets of images. The first of the 6th of December 2021, when there is minimal construction, and images of August 18 this year, less than a month back. Firstly, this is the area that we are talking about. On the right, the area located on a map of India, and on the left, a zoom in its specific location east of the line of actual control, about 60 kilometers. The construction is on both sides of this river valley. Now, this image is from the 6th of December 2021. It shows minimal construction in the area. As you can see, it doesn't show very much. But let's now zoom in and focus on this area, which is, as you can see, an ordinary hillside. Now, that area by the 18th of August last month had been transformed, constructed into a reinforced bunker. The bunker itself is carved into the hill. What you see are essentially the entry and exit routes. Now, there is extensive overground construction as well. Now, this is a 2021 image. There's a little bit of construction that you see in a part of this river valley. But now, in several areas of this river valley, there is fresh construction, and also, as you can see on the left-hand side of that image, tunnel construction at two sides. We'll bring you more details of that. But here's an image from 2021 of another part of this valley. It shows berms, which are defensive military positions. Perhaps the Chinese were trying to keep their forces over there at a time when there were tensions with India. Nothing much in that image, but let's compare and contrast. Here's an image from 2023, same area. As you can see, it shows a lot more over here. It appears to have become a mini garrison. Let's now zoom into a specific hill face. And the next image actually shows you that this hill face has nothing in 2021. But now there are two tunnels that you can clearly see being excavated in that very site. We don't know how deep or long these are. But let's give you another example. Here is another hill face from 2021. There's nothing over there at all. But in August 2023, last month, there is massive Chinese construction activity. And what we've done now is to highlight 4 tunnels being carved into this area. In all, there are upwards of, we believe, 11 tunnels being constructed in this entire area. Now, part of the extensive Indian build-up to counter the massive Chinese infra push is to build up our own network of roads and infrastructure in Ladakh, and it is formidable. What we can now bring you are images of Nyoma in Ladakh, just a few kilometers from the line of actual control. What you see here will become the world's highest fighter jet airfield once constructed. The shilanyas of the project is being done by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today. In terms of infrastructure, India has completed 295 projects worth 11,000 crore rupees in just the last 2 or 3 years. But this is a significant effort at enhancing the Indian Air Force's presence right on these frontier areas along the line of actual control.
1 militant and an army jawan were killed and 3 security personnel were injured in an ongoing encounter in the Pir Panjal Valley's Rajouri district in Jammu and Kashmir. Preliminary reports suggest that a group of militants believed to be 2 to 3 were encircled following a tip-off generated by the police in Narla area of Rajouri district. The gunfire between the militants and the security forces continued till Tuesday evening. The army said a dog, Kent, who was leading a column of soldiers on the trail of fleeing terrorists, also came under heavy hostile fire. Now, TB patients are struggling to find ICU beds in Mumbai. One patient has died due to lack of ICU beds in Mumbai. In fact, they are saying that beds in Mumbai are not available. One of the relatives of the patient had taken the patient to 15 hospitals in search for beds.
Medicine उसको proper मिल जाता था time पे, she can save.
मैं ठीक होगी, भगवान का नाम ले रही थी. मेरे मामी को बोली कि ये सब निकालो, मेरे को खाना खाना है.
Grief and heartbreak for the family of 44-year-old Mansi Bhagat, who died of severe TB on August 23rd after days of illness. But here's the shocking part. As Mansi's condition worsened with each passing day, her family visited 15 hospitals in Mumbai, but could not find a single available ICU bed anywhere. The desperate family finally got a bed at a hospital in Dombivli, 46 kilometers away from the city. But by then, it was too late.
टाइम में कुछ ना कुछ होता तो वो हमारे साथ में होती है, ऐसा होता नहीं था, क्योंकि मैं भी सरप्राइज हो गया कि जे बोला तो सब वहाँ पे बड़ा हॉस्पिटल है, सब अवेलेबल रह सकता है, सब हो सकता है. अगर वो मतलब हम प्रैक्टिकल में वो सिचुएशन में गए और जब मैंने डॉक्टर से फाइंड आउट किया कि अरे आइसोलेटेड बेड नहीं है, तुम लोग अलाउड नहीं कर रहे हैं, ऐसे पेशेंट को कैसे छोड़ सकते हैं, उसको ज़रूरत है आइसोलेटेड बेड की, तो डॉक्टर खाली इधर उधर देखते ही रह गए, व्यवस्था ही नहीं है तो हम लोग कैसे करेंगे. मैं गवर्नमेंट से प्रार्थना करता हूँ ऐसा ना हो, प्लीज आप ध्यान दे दीजिए.
The 1,000-bed TB hospital in Shivri in Mumbai, among Asia's largest, is supposed to provide specialized treatment to critical patients. But Mansi's family says they could not find a bed even here.
शिवड़ी टीबी में गया तो मैं वो बोले कि उधर आईसीयू बेड ही नहीं है अवेलेबल, मतलब बेड ही नहीं है उधर. तो बोल रहे थे कि डॉक्टर नहीं है, बेड नहीं है. ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है? ऐसा थोड़ी है। जे हॉस्पिटल है वो 45 एकड़ का है, उधर हॉस्पिटल बिल्डिंग है जे की टीबी के लिए, तो एक वार्ड नहीं हो सकता? ये कैसा है? ये गलत है सब।
संडे पूरा दिन और मंडे पूरा दिन लगभग 15 से 20 हॉस्पिटल से कांटेक्ट किया, उधर बेड है कि नहीं। मुंबई जैसे सिटी में, इट्स अ मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटी, सब हॉस्पिटल से हमको कंफर्मेशन नहीं मिला, बेड नहीं है। कुछ जगह पे बेड अवेलेबल थे एंड वो सेट कि MDR टीबी के लिए पर्टिकुलर हम नहीं अलाउड कर सकते बिकॉज आर पेशेंट गोइंग टू बी अफेक्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट हो सकता है करके। ये सब सिचुएशन थी। दोपहर के बाद, मंडे को दोपहर के बाद एम्स से हमारा कांटेक्ट बढ़ गया। मेरे मामा जी थे, उनके थ्रू वो कांटेक्ट हो गया एंड उनकी पहचान की वजह से एक आइसोलेटेड बेड हमको मिल पाया। तब तक लेट हो गया था।
More signs of urgent need for government intervention. Of the 1,000 beds at the Shivri TB hospital, there are just 2 ICU beds. Government officials say 8 more ICU beds will be added here soon. But is this number adequate? With Pooja Bharadwaj, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Union Minister Kiren Rijiju today shared details of India's first manned deep ocean mission, Samudrayan, with images of Matsya 6000, a submersible under construction at National Institute of Ocean Technology in Chennai. India's first manned deep ocean mission, Samudrayan, plans to send 3 humans in 6-kilometer ocean depth in a submersible. Nayantara has the details.
Well, after successful space missions to both the moon and the sun, Indian scientists are gearing up for quite literally a deep dive to unlock the mysteries deep in the heart of the sea. That's right, India's next big endeavour is Project Samudrayan, which involves sending a team of 3 humans 6 kilometers below the ocean surface in an indigenous submersible. Now, the submersible will be called Matsya 6000. It's going to be a self-propelled manned submersible. It's going to be carrying about 3 humans 6,000 meters underwater, and it's going to be equipped with a suite of scientific sensors and tools for deep sea exploration. Now, the submersible will have an endurance time of about 12 hours of operational period and an additional 96 hours in case of an emergency. Now, the primary objective behind Mission Samudrayan is to explore valuable metals and minerals in the ocean, which include cobalt, nickel and manganese and many more. Now, in fact, the submersible has been in development for nearly 2 years and it's scheduled for its inaugural sea trials off the Chennai coast in the Bay of Bengal early next year. It's being developed by the National Institute of Ocean Technology, or NIOT, in Chennai, and the Union Minister of Earth Science, Kiren Rijiju, on Tuesday shared images of the under construction Matsya 6000 as well as some details of the Samudrayan mission. He added that the mission will not disturb the ocean ecosystem and will support the blue economy vision of Prime Minister Modi. In fact, currently a team of scientists are looking into the design a little bit more cautiously after the horrific tragedy that befell the Titan submersible by OceanGate, which had taken tourists down to the Titanic wreckage in the North Atlantic Ocean in April earlier this year and had subsequently imploded, killing all on board. Now, Matsya 6000 is a remotely operated vehicle, and its passengers will be communicating with the researchers above ground through acoustic waves at 600 meters as the pressure down in the ocean will be more than 600 times more than the pressure at sea level.
Switching tracks to some politics now, US Speaker Kevin McCarthy has directed a House committee to open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden over his family's business dealings, launching historic proceedings ahead of the 2024 election. McCarthy said the House Oversight Committee's investigation so far has found a culture of corruption around the Biden family as Republicans probe the business dealings of Biden's son, Hunter Biden, from before the Democratic president took office. These are allegations of abuse of power, obstruction and corruption, and they warrant further investigation by House of Representatives. Now, Apple has revealed its latest addition to the iPhone lineup, the iPhone 15, at the company's Wonderlust event in California. Chief Executive Tim Cook has unveiled the new device alongside the most powerful iPhone 15 Pro. The updates to the Apple Watch have come as well. The iPhone 15 is anticipated to come with a new charging port replacing Apple's old Lightning cable with USB-C. The phones will also feature improved cameras and new processors. The event comes at a key moment for Apple, which is under renewed pressure after China banned government workers from using iPhones. It also comes as smartphone demand slumps to its lowest in a decade.
With thinner borders, rich color, and support for Dolby Vision.